Arts in Motion, in partnership with Rolex.
Almost every one of Shakespeare's texts has a moment of song. So I started picking music, to me, that draws me in. Gospel, rock, soul. I want my fancy friends from Brown and Oxford to come love my show, but I'd also like my friends from the Midwest and my mom's friends and people I went to church with to love it as well. My name's Whitney White. I'm a theater maker and a musician. Sometimes I write, sometimes I direct, sometimes I perform. I think that music is what we learn before anything else. I mean, not to be cheesy, we're in a womb and you hear a rhythm. And that's the first thing you hear is like a heartbeat that's beating. I'll never forget my mother took me to see Cirque du Soleil. That was like the first big show I ever saw. And she saved up and took us to see Quidam, and it blew my mind away. And I think I've been chasing that feeling ever since. I think for me, I look to the arts for identity. It's very hard, I find, to process meaning alone, but through storytelling, I can kind of understand who I am and who I might be in the future. The first time I encountered William Shakespeare was in high school. They were putting on a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, which I think is a lot of people's gateway drug. And I was just a fairy, just a wee fairy, and I loved it so much. Sociopolitically, there's so much contained within these plays. It's almost hard to fathom that one person was able to look around and gather so many stories and portraits of humanity. Kings, queens, regular countrymen, thieves, children, murderers, performers, clowns. It's staggering. The witches say double, double, toil and trouble. I hear my favorite rap songs. I hear Beyonce. I hear culture. I hear all these things. When I hear Buckingham's speech from Richard III, I hear a fanatic. I hear someone on the political fringe. You know, there's so much resonance. I realized that all the plays I liked, Juliet, Cleopatra, Hamlet, all those ladies die in those plays, and mostly by suicide. I kind of realized maybe I had bigger bones to pick with gender and marriage. And that was my springboard into these texts, and each one has been adapted with original music. It's almost every one of Shakespeare's texts has a moment of song. So why not, if music be the food of love, play on? And that's kind of what I'm doing. So I started picking music, to me, that draws me in. Gospel, rock, soul, and I think make people of different educational backgrounds feel included in the work. I want my fancy friends from Brown and Oxford to come love my show, but I'd also like my friends from the Midwest and my mom's friends and people I went to church with to love it as well. Can we perform this work with the highest aesthetic principles as possible, but also make something that everybody can be a part of? It was a dark world when we met. Just keep going. You're gonna get a lot of no's. You're going to get a lot of suggestions, comments, and people pushing and pulling you different ways, but you just have to keep going the way that feels good to you. And the other thing is to take life surprises as they come. You have to keep going with the surprises. You know, sometimes the surprises and challenges are quite useful to you.